We're live. I have some time. I don't have much time to kill. I got like an hour. I'm doing some creative work, and I figured I would go on live and see what everybody's up to today as I wander around my backyard. Might shoot a little bit of hoops, figure out some stuff. Hello, Amir. I usually go live like 3 days a week, but then lately I've been doing a live challenge, which has left me not on as much the live here. Somebody has a question. What is that? Somebody wants to come on. We got a question that came in. Hold on. Here's a question. Question is, how are you, Toby Walton? I'm good, man. I'm just getting to the middle of my day. I get to do some creative stuff midday. Wednesdays I reserve for creative space. Like I like to get creative and kind of make things for the world, because that's what I get to do all day long. But man, I really I've been looking at. Oh, made it again. I've been in this interesting tear of trying to clarify stuff. So what I end up having in this world, the world we live in, is I have a lot of clients I work with from different walks of life. And nowadays, if you guys are in the space of, say, coaching, talking, I don't know what it is you do. One of the things I work with, a lot of coaches, people trying to create something and do something special in the world. And man, it's a humongous thing in my heart that I love doing, is giving people guidance and structure on how to take themselves from a cool story or maybe just an interesting experience. I'm in my bench in my backyard. Here's my backyard, people. I got this kind of expansive, like lots of room for the dogs to run backyard. Look at, he came out. Look at, here's the dog. There he is. What's up? What's up, man? Okay, anyways. So I spent a lot of time guiding people and coaching people through stuff. And man, I have like these weird thoughts every once in a while. And so today my weird thoughts were like, I got some interesting things I want to refine. Because overarching, I've worked with a lot of entrepreneurs from different spots and spaces. But you know what I spend like 95% of my time with? Is coaches, man, people that have an idea to take to the world and share. And so what I've been doing is thinking of like, how do I do a better job for them? And so today in my creative space, that's really what I get down to dialing in. It's like, what are the systems that I'm finding I need to extract more out of my head that I'm doing that work to refine to be able to get to my clients? Because when I can do that, I get better, and I can actually help people be better. And really, I think that's the separating piece for a lot of individuals. It's not the passion. Sometimes it's clarity, like who am I talking to? What am I saying? What's the steps and stages? But to be honest, once you've got that in place, that gets even more refined once you start doing the work, right? There's the doing of the work, and then there's how do I get people to experience the work that I'm doing? And what happens is some people get so caught up in the getting good, which is you do want to get good, but realize you're going to get as good as maybe your level of stretch will take you. But really what happens is in the middle of doing the work, you find the little nuggets and the cracks and the nooks and all these things you got to work on, right? If you're in a fitness space, you'd be like, hey, I got this process I think would be great for maybe squatting. But then you do it and you're like, man, people aren't getting the result. What can I adjust and change? You never even thought of adjusting or changing anything until people got into the work, right? So what I look at is, for me, I think a lot of people focus heavy on like, how do I get great, tell the story, refine, which is you got to know that, but you really got to get good at getting people to experience what you do. And that is the sucky work. That's the work that's not fun. That's the prospecting, maybe cold calls. That's putting money into ads. That's trying. That's building funnels. It's figuring these unique pieces out that then get people to move over and experience like, oh, this is what I do. And I do phenomenal at it, right? And so the thing is, that's the process that I really want people who are trying to get into the stage or space of speaking to realize is, one, it's not a bad thing to do sales, to get people to experience your programs. And you've got to get good at this thing. The hard part is, how do I sell something that I have never tried, no one's been part of, that I don't know for sure? And when you get stuck in this limbo of, I spent so much time making this, but I haven't had it tested, and I need to be able to get people to experience it, I need to make some income, like it's a bubble, and people get stuck in the bottom of this trough, right? And they were over here, but they got to get up the hill over here and have clients. And the way it works is, you've got to get to the point where you get phenomenal at having conversations and trusting you. Like this is something that I don't think enough people realize is you're never going to feel 100% confident, feel 100% dialed in until you've done it, and you start getting to the space of, all right, I've done this, I've built this, oh my gosh, I'm amazing now. And it happens over here. They say fake it till you make it. I'm not a fan of fake it till you make it. I'm more of like a take it till you make it. Take the action until you make it. Because in the action taking, the process, the building, the flow, the figuring out, you get better. Now here's what happens if you're a person that's in that space. You call it imposter syndrome. I don't know. What if they don't want to buy? And how can I? When you get on a conversation or you create something, or even in your social media videos, people will know if you don't believe in your stuff. Like, they will feel it. I'll understand it. I'll see. I'll be like, at the end, I'll feel. And I'll be like, I don't know about this person. I don't know if I trust. They don't trust them. Why would I trust them if they don't trust their stuff? And so when you ooze that out all day, what ends up happening is now you put yourself in a self-perpetuating negative cycle, and it sucks because what it looks like is I create this thing I want to be great, and I don't feel good because nobody's doing it. And so because I don't feel good that nobody's doing it, I don't sell it really well. And then I'm putting effort in on both sides, and I have nothing to show for it. Therefore, well, numbers and everything with time spent and then money back, it looks like I suck at this. I got to do something else. No, you just have to take an action that you don't feel confident in and push something that maybe you have to refine and make perfect on the back end. Because here is the beautiful, crazy secret. Nothing is finite usually except for death, which means you can get somebody into a program and promise something amazing, and then what ends up happening is maybe they get in and maybe it's not this amazing thing, but what you do is you don't sleep until it's done. You don't sleep until they succeed. You don't stop until they win. Like, that's just how it needs to be. So I run my business. I've had clients that we've worked with, full transparency. I go through programs, we get to a certain point. They're like, man, I haven't really got this thing I wanted. Maybe they redirected. I've had some do shiny object syndrome. They go over here, they come back up, they go all over the place. But if I didn't hold them to a hold spot and like, we're going to do this and build it out, if they're not happy, I got to look back and say, wow, you know what? It wasn't great, but guess what? I'm not going to sleep until you're happy. So we'll re-up. I've had people I've actually re-upped. Like, they've paid for a good, 12 sessions, 3 months. Not cheap either. And I've said, you know what? You didn't get what you wanted. Let's do it again. Literally, I've done this. And it matters to me because at the end of the day, I've got to be able to make sure that I'm trying to get better, because if they didn't get this thing solved, the next person I come across, they're not going to get it solved, or maybe the same problem. And I don't want that to happen. I want to know what I can do to get this person better. So I push and sell so I can get better for them. Because no matter what, at the end of the day, I'm not selling this specific process. I'm selling and I'm getting to join the outcome. You got to get people to understand, like, they're purchasing and engaging and investing in the outcome, however they get there. And the process you might have created, it's not perfect. Guess what? It's not perfect. It's as good as you can make it. It'll get perfected along the way. So you've got to go into the space of saying, all right, I got this great thing to share. I want to put it out. I have to figure out how to get people to engage, to buy, to join. And that's the sucky work, because that means doing things you are not used to, putting yourself in positions you don't want to be in every single day until it gets right. And those are the ones who win. It's not the people who have some crazy story, because I promise there are a lot of people who don't have crazy stories. Some don't even have phenomenal experience, but what they do, they get this crazy confidence, and they know, I'm going to make this thing, I'm going to get you engaged, and for some reason, if it doesn't work out, then hey, I'm going to make it right. Twins Amar, appreciate that. I don't know what that means. That's an interesting comment. But anyways, so the idea is you've got to start engaging at a deeper level, because what happens is sometimes we will get ourselves in a position of making this thing, and then we'll gauge our ability to say we're a successful coach in the clients we have, or how good we are on the clients we have. And if you don't have clients, it's not just because you're not good at that thing. You might be amazing at the thing. If somebody became a client, they would kill it. But if you aren't good at getting people to experience it, you will always fall short. It'll be very difficult. And next thing you know, you'll be doing a job watching somebody else live your dream. Somebody else live your life. And I don't want you to be there. So that's that. That's all I really had to share, man. It's the real. I think sometimes people, they will sell people on the amazing, it's awesome, it's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but I promise it's worth it. Just like I'm a man of faith. God said, it didn't say life's going to be easy. He said life's going to be worth it. John, I think it's 16:33 says, in this world you will find troubles. I've told you will find troubles, but take heart. I've overcome those. And it's kind of like a chop up, because I'm not a pastor, but I love the scripture. It's essentially saying, like, you're going to face many problems, but I got better service here. But the idea is, like, you're going to have somebody to guide you and push you and teach you. And that's really what it is, man. You figure out the problems as they come along. So that's it. That's really what I care about sharing with you guys today. This is what I do every day. I mean, seriously, I'm out here. This is a creative day. I'm not always sitting in my backyard wandering from side to side. Look at my dog. He's over here. I don't know what he's doing. He's doing this whole upside down roll on his back. He's probably wiping. Tonga! Stop it. He's probably wiping something he doesn't need to have on him, on his body, and I don't want him doing that. So, but that's my creative space, and I feel like being creative and going live. But that's it, man. If you guys are in a space of like, man, I got this cool story. I want to coach people. I want to guide them. I have a process. Some people end up having these amazing things they've experienced, and they don't understand that the story is great, and people want to hear your story, but they want the result. And you have to be able to take your story and unpack the processes within it to create a process that people can follow to get the results you had, right? Or maybe you want to get a stage and speak in front of thousands of people. It's not easy. Like, I speak in front of thousands, and I'm telling you, it takes time, but it's always been worth it. The climb. And also the thing is, it's not like whenever you build, like you don't make any income, any impact until one point, like you're slowly building. And that's really the thing too, is some people don't get to the point where they're slowly building stuff. That's really the thing that I want you to grab, is when you start building and putting things in, it's going to be a time. It's going to be you spending time and energy and building things up and putting them in place. But you've got to understand that your story is a cool story, and there are a lot of cool stories. But people need to know, like, what's in it for them. What can you take from your story to teach? And if you don't know how to do that, you will struggle. You'll get to the point of telling your story all day, every day. Everybody will be seeing it. You might get some likes and shares, but you won't get reach. You won't really make the transformational impact that you want to make in the world, because you never got good at understanding how to make that be valuable to somebody. So hope that helps you today. Just being real from a coach. This is what I do every day. I mean, seriously, my days are spent in my studio behind my desk, just constantly coaching people on this exact same stuff. And you're going to find, I think, that my entire content's going to veer towards this. You're going to start seeing me teach a lot more about this. And if you guys like this, give me a thumbs up so I know. There's a couple questions I'm going to answer in a second. I see down here. But my heart is like, I do a lot of inspirational, motivational stuff, because it's what people see, and then it leads to a business as my dogs go crazy. But the thing that matters to me is that people nowadays, with so many individuals, like everybody's tucked at home, they're like, man, I'm seeing the online world and I want to venture into it. And a lot of people are venturing into it. Don't be wrong. There's a lot of phenomenal brains out teaching and coaching. But I think there's sometimes a disconnect from individuals of just seeing all the amazing, awesome, buy this software and buy this program, and I got this one strategy that'll do X, Y, and Z, and it's great. But nobody really goes and teaches the foundation of the overall, like, how do you build the business? What is a brand? What's branding, right? They're two different things, in fact. Like, a brand is what the embodiment is. The branding is what brings it to life visually, aesthetically, right? It's one part of it. What's the brand language? What's the brand story? Okay, great. Who am I talking to? What's the language that they need to hear? What problem do I really solve for individuals? Once I know that, like, all right, what's the process I go through to create a process they can follow? So if I had 10 people pop up, that I'd actually be able to walk them through something. What do I do to actually get people to engage and see my content? How do I grow followership? And that all comes from one streamlined thing you have to build. And if you do it right, it grows. And I found that that's something I do all the time. That's literally every day. If you've watched my content, that's what I'm doing all day. So I was like, why not just teach people how to do that through videos? So I'm going to start putting a lot more out. If that sounds like something you like and it sounds good, then pay attention, because there'll be a lot of cool stuff coming. I'll do more lives. I got the studio set up a little bit differently. I bought this it's like a 4-foot. Want to see it? I got a flip chart. Which is a flip chart. It's a flip chart. It's a flip chart. But I'm like, man, I want to just go in and start teaching directly to coaches. I have clients that are different walks of life. Everybody's an entrepreneur that works in corporate levels, that they have their own businesses in the corporation. People that have brick and mortar businesses. But I was like, man, you know what I really love? And I think a good demographic of people that my heart goes out to, that I am every day, is saying, here's my life story. Here's how to make it valuable. I'm going to become a coach. I want to speak and tell the story around the world. I want to maybe write a book on it. These are things that I do them well. So I'm going to show you how to do them as well. That's it. Yeah. All right. I can show you the flip chart. We can go take one. I mean, it's a flip chart. You've seen a flip chart. I'll show you the studio. I'll show you guys the studio, because I got to go inside anyways. I got to get to work, because today's a work day, and I haven't, besides my clients, I'm just at a point where now I'm getting into work. I'm surprised the lighting is being so good with this camera. I'm walking some dark hallways. So here is El Studio. Here's where all the magic happens. There's like my thing. Here was a cool thing. I have this down here. Most people don't know, but I can actually turn my lights on and my lights off. There's my flip chart that I get to use with all my crazy cool markers. But this is where all the magic happens, man. This is literally like, that's the camera. The tripod is floating over here. Here's the tripod, dry erase board that I use. The couch that's got a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't belong on it. But this is where all the magic happens, man. This is where I sit down and I do my work, and we have some fun. So yeah, this is where I get to sit and hang out. So if you guys ever see me and I'm doing stuff, this is it. It says don't speak fast. I wish I didn't talk that fast, but for some reason I get super excited and I talk fast. So we got questions. How to stop procrastination. Toast Tech, that's a good one. Our podcast will be out soon. Beautiful. How are you? I'm good. With college, I went to the University of Oregon. How do you stop procrastination? Procrastination is an easy one, because realistically, here's the problem. Those of you guys are like, how do I stop? This is seriously one of the things that I work my clients through. If you guys are wondering like what exactly it is that I do, because I'm realizing I haven't even shared with you, like the thing that I work is I work on mastering the mental game. And then it's a duality. I help people simultaneously transform as the mind, the way they, not just mindset. Mindset has a master, right? But help them transform the way, go blue, go Ducks, my man. I help them transform the way that they actually think and operate on a daily basis, like habitually. It's the identity of who you are. I work in identity. And the best way you can think of what identity is, it's who you are where you're not thinking about who you are. How do you naturally flow? Are you a procrastinator? How do you change that and shift that? Are you a person that gets too overexcited and then you chase shiny objects? How do you adjust that? If you're a person that has imposter syndrome and you're worried about whether people will judge me or accept me, how do you adjust that, right? All these little nuances are things I work on in the mental game. But in order for those to actually work, I have to have actions that somebody takes to be able to move that needle and adjust that. So what I do is give very specific, structured tasks and a process to build a coaching business, right? That's really what we're trying to do. So it's more of a duality, achievement and transformation at the exact same time. Some people say, I'm going to give you the steps to take an achievement. Totally cool. They only look at build this, do this. They build this pillar. And for me, I'm like, that sounds good. But like some people also only build the mind, the structure. They only work on this and don't even think about the strategies. Just work on this and do affirmations, which is great. But why has nobody ever done both, right? That's what I do. I have to have dualities in both to make it all work. So what I end up doing is I say, okay, I'm focused on the transformation of the person, because once this is rolling, you get the Midas touch. Like literally whatever you touch will work. I don't know how to explain it in words simpler than that. You'll figure out how to make things worse because you're a figure outer. You just solve problems. There's people you know like this. You give them half the stuff that anybody else has and they always seem to win. It's just who they are identity wise. That takes action specifically. So if I'm going to take some actions, they might as well be actions that build a business, that build a coaching business is the work that I do. So when it comes to procrastination, one of the things within this area is I go the route of having a very specific structure that I follow. This is just this week, by the way. And I have this thing built out always at 4 weeks out. So I design my life in a way to where nobody else gets to touch it. Like there's if you look at all the way through here, there's up to 4 weeks of life. But I always have it structured to where I know what's going on, how we're doing it. This is my weekend over here, but I run it straight through. These are things that need to be put onto my list that goes into here, an idea. So I stick the Post-it notes here, an idea comes in, I pop it into here or my computer. And then what I do is I spend time on Saturday, and it says right, it's actually Sunday this week. I spend time, it says add a week. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, hold on. But it'll say add a week. So what it means by adding a week is every week, every time I eat a week, I lead a week. So what that means is I go in, if I eat up that week, I get that thing done. What I end up doing is I go into the actual next level of creating it. Type A personality. Yeah, you'd be surprised. I'm actually not a super type A, and I'm not controlling in my household. I just realized that the creativity I have in my brain, it never meets the world. It never creates value unless it has structure. Like if I want to fill a water balloon up, I can't just shoot water at the water balloon and expect it to fill up. I got to be able to refine it and put it into the nozzle, and so the water balloon fills up, right? That's really what I figured out to do. And football helped with this. Like football was all plays and structure. If you didn't know, I played in the NFL and played college football. But that's what I do here. And so there's two little things I do. I figure out what needs to be added to my life. And then I say, how many hours will this thing take? I go and put certain things in my life that are going to be. The blank spaces are definitive, doesn't change. Morning routines and different stuff I do during the week and evening. The highlighted space, that's where this stuff gets to go and hang out. And I get my projects done. Here's the beauty of it. If you do it right, you're able to in a situation, you've probably experienced this, where it's like, all right, I got this amazing idea. I want to get it done, but I got 7 more amazing ideas. And then what I end up doing is, I now have this idea competing with this idea when only this idea is supposed to be worked on. So now I got this one and this one and this one all crowding for space while I'm working on something, and I never get anything done. It's difficult, right? So what I do is say, I don't want that to happen. All these ideas I have, I'm going to put them in one spot. I'm going to structure, deconstruct how many hours. My man, Evan Carmichael, is on. What's up, dude? I'm going to deconstruct all the things I have, the hour, then I'm going to put the space for life, create the highlighted areas, and I'm going to start infusing those things in over up to 4 weeks at minimum. 6 weeks is what I usually go to. That way, I know what I'm getting done, how it's getting done, how it works in, and nobody can come and take my time. So if somebody comes and says, hey, you got some time? Let me look. I got time in 3 weeks. Can I fit you in earlier? No, I can't. Sorry. Because here's the problem. Those who have big ideas, like I got big ideas with no structure, if you've already said yes to something, like, yes, I'm going to do this, what ends up happening is somebody comes in and I haven't got a structure, I will say yes to their thing also, which means I'm saying no to something I have already said yes to. So now the book doesn't get written, the podcast doesn't get launched, the video doesn't get filmed, course doesn't get built. You procrastinate. If you want to fix procrastination, create a process that is opposite. You can't just say, I don't want to procrastinate. Do something in an opposite action that gives you some energy somewhere. So now you're building something as opposed to saying, I don't want to procrastinate. Now I'm just not procrastinating. It's like telling a kid, don't eat the cookie. Tell them, like, if you say don't eat the cookie, they're still thinking about the cookie and not eating the cookie. But if you tell them, hey, go over there and do the dishes, they're going to do the dishes now. You know, they're going to do something different. That's a big thing. Did we talk about the t-shirt? We didn't talk about what the t-shirt means, the t-shirt. So this, I got, just so you know, Evan, in the studio, man, I got a whole bunch of t-shirts. I have like a wall of t-shirts, just like a big, it's like a bunch of little plastic Walmart crates. I grab one every day whenever I take a shower and throw it on. So the one that this one is years ago, I was in a group called The Circle. So it was The Circle, kind of cool branding. And it was around a concept of providing services to schools. It was a mastermind that was funded. So it was a mastermind that funded a school project, a school program where a guy would go out to the schools and would serve at a really high level and pretty much stay there for like 3 days and unpack a lot of problems and help these kids find ways to get better. So it's a cool mastermind. And I'm not going to lie, man, it fits well on the guns. That's what it is. It fits well on the guns. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Evan? It's what it is, man. Calico, he says I'm going to kill my workout after this. Get it? That's the idea. Hey, just giving you guys information, man. I think if you guys are dialed in and tuned in, stay tuned. I got a lot more coming. And Evan's the man that's been helping me push to do some cool things. So I'm actually going to have, here, look at, I'll show you this one. Evan will appreciate this. So every week I have this bullet point here that says YouTube long form video. See that? YouTube long form. That's Evan's. I said I had it down for like a half hour. It's a 10-minute, 15-minute video. Film it, get it to the team, they get it out. Evan, man, he gave me the thought for that. So I've been creating stuff that goes on IGTV and YouTube to go out. You know what I'm saying, bro? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I take notes, I listen, I do work, and that gets put in. This is my every week list right here. This is what has to go, and this moves from page to page. But every single week when I create, this has to go from week to week and move itself through. This is things that will get done. And that's just how my life rolls, man. So, hey, I will definitely hit you up, man. I may just bug you one of these days and give you a call on the phone and be like, hey, how do I make this better? I got my gear. I got the rig, man. I'm ready to go, dude. I got everything I need. All right, I got my ring says there's motion to the front door. I don't know who that is. I'm going to let you guys go. If you guys need any questions on this stuff, do me a favor. If you're a person who's like, hey, I've been thinking about coaching. If you've been on this whole thing, like I've been thinking about being a coach. I don't exactly know what to do. Or maybe you're battling the imposter syndrome, or maybe you're battling procrastination. Maybe you're unclear of who your target market is. You don't know how to create a process to guarantee beneficial results for somebody. I'm not going to say like marketing, advertising, all that kind of stuff. If you're trying to figure out the baseline foundation of what does it take to really become a coach or become a speaker, send me a message. I have 3 specific programs we progress people through to build and launch and do all this kind of stuff. I've got clients that in 4 weeks make $100,000. I'm not joking. This is definitively serious. I can give you testimonials like these people are real. And what it is they finally get out of their own way. They finally realize that they need some extra help. I come in, give them some insight, and they blossom. And it's beautiful to see. If you want something like that, send me a message. All right, everybody. God bless you. Take care. I'll see you soon.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.